Well, hello there, everybody.
Hi,
I'm
guys.
Chris, and this is my sis. And today we're going to talk about whatever she wants to talk about.
Today I want to talk about understanding. Dun 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 dun.
Cool.
Understanding is kind of hard to understand. There is an art to it. So probably the easiest way that I can explain it is, let's say you wake up and you are vibing, like you're like, yeah, I am me today. I am loving being me today, and like, yeah, it's going well.
Good days.
And let's say that somebody comes up and they are not loving being them that day. And what can you do? Well, it really depends on, one, if you have the space, and two, if you don't have the space. So, one, let's say that you don't have the space. What you can do is say, hey, I empathize, I sympathize, and I do care about you, but I don't have the space for this today. You know, that's just it. You don't have the space for it today, and that's perfectly fine and acceptable, because we do have to live within our own minds and preserve ourselves. And you can't pour from an empty cup. And then there's number two. Let's say that you do have the space. So they're sitting there talking to you, telling you about their day. It is important not to take it on, because it is their pain. And you can sit there and understand, listen, and not give advice. I think where a lot of people stray is they automatically want to help, and so they start giving advice. Well, you could do this, you could do this. But the thing is, you haven't walked in their shoes, and people are different even in these situations.
And that's something I try to do every time I'm having one of these, heartfelt conversations when somebody's telling me something that's actually really personal to themselves. Is I'll even ask sometimes, do you need to just vent right now, or like, are you searching for answers? Because it's important to understand it from their perspective. Hitting on it. Yep.
Absolutely.
And so in those cases, if they just want to vent, I'm there. I listen, and I try no matter what I can not to take that with me afterward throughout the day. As she began, was run into somebody in the very beginning of your day, and they're really not vibing the way you are. So having these small things happen can really just make like a trickle effect throughout the rest of your entire day. It's a conscious decision whether you allow these little hang-ups to affect how your mood is going to be, or if you're just more resilient about it and you just keep bobbing along. Like, it's good.
Absolutely.
It's that self-understanding too.
I feel like I touched on how you don't need to give advice. Sometimes you just need to listen.
Yes.
What else can you do with it? If you're in a situation where you kind of have to listen, because I know that happens to us as well, and somebody's in a space where they really need you, and you don't have the space for it, but you recognize that they really need you, there are ways to protect yourself in that moment too. A couple things I do is, the old nursery rhyme, I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. Sometimes I imagine myself as rubber, and I'm like, okay, I'm here for them, I'm listening, I'm being that person that they need at the moment, but those energies coming off of them are not going to stick to me. They are not mine, they are theirs, and that's perfectly okay. To love and care about somebody does not mean that you have to take upon all of their burdens. Even if you're in a relationship, if you're married, if it's your best friend, sometimes you just don't have to do that. You have to preserve yourself as well.
Positivity and negativity are both equally contagious. So it's good in those situations to, just have a good understanding about where you're at and where they're at. When I'm having a talk like that, I try to, if I'm giving advice, I try in any way that I can to always speak from experience. This is a situation I have, because you don't want to just come out and say, yeah, I know how you feel, and not explain yourself, because people are going to be like, you know how I feel? You know what I'm talking about? This is my pain right now. This is what I'm going through. How are you going to tell me that, you understand? People get kind of offensive, or offended by those things. And that's
well, it's also
not
because I feel like others, they're like, yeah, I've been through this before. Like, okay, we've both lost our dad.
Yeah.
But we've both had very different experiences.
Totally different ways we handled it.
Yes.
Completely. Yeah.
So we've had a similar experience, even the same biological father, but different.
Yeah. We're different.
So I
people.
can't fully understand what he went through. He can't fully understand what I went through.
I have some explaining to you on that front one of these
You
days
do.
as well. We still
You
got to
do.
break that open a little bit more, but this
In
isn't
due time.
this isn't all about, we're not here talking because in any way we have things figured out, it's just the path we've been figuring things out, and it's almost nice to document it, in a few years
Yeah.
we'll be able to look back and be like, man, I made some really good points on this one, and if I'd have known this, and learn from yourself more than
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
else.
What I like
I love
about
that.
this little journey that we're going on is we are like learning more about spirituality and ourselves. We're teaching each other things.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, we don't have everything figured out, but we're just trying to help in the ways that we can with the things that we have figured out. And everybody's going to have their own perception about it.
Yep.
Your own way that you take what you can from it. You don't have to take everything if it doesn't vibe with you. Take what you can, and that's enough.
Learning and growing, this is our journey, and we just want to kind of share it with everybody else too, and that brings about a bigger understanding.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay. So the last method, and this I learned from my first Reiki teacher. It's called the mirror method. Imagine that there is a mirror in front of you, and that energy that they're projecting out there, it's mirrored back to them. You're still there. You're still a person. You're still listening, but it's also not something that you take upon yourself. Just another way that you can listen and not take it on.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah. Rubber vibes with me more. The mirror method was a good start, but whenever I start thinking of myself as like Flubber, like I really think of Robin Williams and Flubber. I'm like,
Robin.
I am Flubber right now. Like I'm still cool. I'm listening, but I'm Flubber. All right.
I like it. It's good understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, understanding somebody else from your own point of view isn't always good either,
Mhm.
like if
I like that. Yeah.
you have to understand somebody from where they're at.
Where they are at.
specifically. That's why you have like confrontations and things, working a social job. I'm, no stranger to say there's a situation where somebody says something to somebody else and they take it the complete wrong way, and then maybe now they want to fight about it. Stuff
It's
happens.
really where that other person is at the time, and you cannot take it personal.
And that really ties in, a
Yes.
situation like that ties in like every single one of these things together. So am I going to let this screw up the rest of my day? Am I going to choose violence? Or am I going to take a step back and be like, you know what? He's probably got some stuff going on today. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't even really know this dude, so I know it's not mine to take on. I'm going to just keep having my day.
And that's a part of growth, is also you're going to look at yourself. Like myself a year ago would not be where I am right now. I would not be talking the way that I am. You're going to see that growth, and you're going to understand yourself better as you grow. And I think it is pretty cool that we have these videos to look back on.
I dig it a lot, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be really helpful in the future, and I love that,
Yep.
We're making milestones. And, yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yep. I think that's pretty good for today.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys, and we look forward to the next one. And
Love you guys.
as always, feel free to ask any questions or comments, and we love feedback. We love hearing you guys and talking to you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much love. Okay.
See you later.
It's not working. Okay. Bye.